like a sick obsession with everything Egypt. And I used to make my mother take me to every museum, to every place that I possibly could. And I would remember being a child and like crying and feeling so overwhelmed. For no idea why. I was obsessed and I felt like a sense of home. So I wanted you to know on this interview, I was going to wait when you said Egypt, that's where your past life is from. I'm like, God, it all makes sense. Like it just makes sense why we have this connection. I'm like, there's that past life shift. Like, here we go again. Like, this is happening. Did you feel this as a child too?
Yeah. So first, before I say answer that, I want you to know that as you were speaking, so spirit will put energy through my body from my crown back here down the backside of my body. So as you were speaking, some of that stuff they were saying yes and confirming what you were saying about your connections and your mom and all that stuff. So that was like a message for you that was confirming
Oh,
everything
I
that you were saying.
chills.
See,
Oh my
so that's
God.
them saying to you that you're like, and it's good because the more you can like trust that and you know what you're doing here and why. Oh, I'm getting
Right.
huge waves through my body for that. The more you can trust
Ooh,
those things,
ooh.
yeah. See, you feel it too. It's so magical. But the more you can trust that and be like, no, I'm here from ancient times where I'm bringing in that frequency of the time, that beautiful time that was created. Most people think of Egypt and they think of like slaves. Oh, 1111. Sorry, that was all. Um, yeah, it's 11:11
Ooh.
right now. I happen to see
The
that really quick.
magic.
So people think about like the Ten Commandments and they think about things like that, but they don't really know the real true history of ancient Egypt and how mystical and magical it was, and how a lot of the ancient mysteries, the
Right.
schools, are birthed out of ancient Egypt. So our souls come from that ancient time, and we're here bringing in that new stuff now, which is why we're in front of people or we're talking to people, having conversations, and that's really important for you
Right.
to realize because of what your power is and what you're here to bring and to help people with and to carry them through. So it's amazing. And yes, I too, when I was a kid, I was so drawn to ancient Egyptian stuff that it was called the Egypt stories, or like it was some book in elementary school or junior high. And it was like the Egypt group, or
I think it was in 8th grade.
yes, it was like an
Yeah,
eighth
yeah.
grade book.
I remember this.
Oh my God, I would read it and then I would create my room to be ancient Egyptian. I'd be like, how can I make a pyramid? Like put a sheet up and tack it, tack up a sheet, tack it that way. And like I would do the whole thing and then go to the Egyptian Museum in San Jose at the
Right,
Rosicrucian Park and get like anything you could buy in the store, go walking through the tomb every time, even though you've
right.
been there, because it felt so comfortable.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You could do it a million
Yep,
times.
doesn't matter. We
Yeah,
needed to be in there as
yeah.
part of our
No,
soul.
it's so wild. Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt, and I was in Berlin, randomly, my husband had, a company out there, and we had gone out, and I was so bored, and I didn't know what to do, and I just immersed myself in museums, and I believe it was Berlin, I don't know, we've been everywhere, but I do remember, the bust of Queen Nefertiti was there, and I remember, seeing all these people, and I was like, "What's going on? What's this line?" And I just started like bawling because I was just so moved. And it was the weirdest thing because I felt like I'd seen it before. And it was something like I could cry now thinking about it. It felt like it was something that I'd already seen so many times. And like I was drawn to it where I was like, oh my God, it's here again. Like how bizarre. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, it was way smaller than I remembered. That's what was going on in my mind, which was just the most bizarre thing. I think it was Berlin. Watch me like make this whole thing up that it was somewhere else. But yes, but I just remember being so overwhelmed and just being laughing to myself how small it was. And it was just this bizarre thing. And anyway, so that it's just a weird connection that we have.